Hello, today I will be talking about my United States road trip. So some information. From Toronto to Los Angeles, where the journey started, I took a first-class trip on the 10th of July and I left 1 week later. I arrived and stayed at the one and only Beverly Hills Hotel for 3 nights to visit many significant historical landmarks. I then traveled in a circle around the coast of California and visited some stunning landmarks enriched with history. First of all, I packed a camera and a bathing suit. I hopped in an Uber and went to Pearson Airport. I took the 3:45 p.m. flight to Los Angeles International Airport, arriving 5 hours later. I collected my baggage and caught an Uber to the Beverly Hills Hotel. I relaxed there for a day at the pool, spa, and movies. The time zones are a 3-hour difference, so I needed a couple days to get used to. The cost of staying there for 3 days was $2,710. A great antique store is 777 Exotics. They provide all their cars for a great price. They offer older, more meaningful cars for rental. You can choose a car of your liking depending on the price, but usually people use a 1966 Ford Mustang. I chose this because it is great for long distances and has good space for luggage despite its size. The cost of renting for a week was $3,000. 1 week, 3 hotels, and 11 historical landmarks. The first 4 landmarks are based in Los Angeles, and I took 3 days to visit all of them. Here's the first landmark I visited in the center of Los Angeles. The Cathedral of Our Lady of the Angels was designed by the one and only Spanish architect Rafael Moneo. The building opened in 2002 in order to replace the Cathedral of St. Virginia, which was damaged in the Northridge earthquake. The cathedral was designed in an unusual postmodern architectural style and features a minimal display of right angles, appearing more like an imposing fortress than a place of worship. Cardinal Roger Mahony, the cathedral's archbishop, received much criticism for wanting to build a cathedral in such an appearance and scale. Many critics believe that plans for the church were over-elaborate, such as a $3 million cost for the large bronze doors which, instead of displaying biblical scenes, featured symbolic imagery corresponding to Christian mystical numbers. After contacting the owners of the cathedral, they said that all entries were free, so no prices included. The Korean Bell of Friendship is a massive bronze bell placed in a stone pavilion in Angels Gate Park in the San Pedro neighborhood. This is the largest bell ever cast in Korean history and is among the largest bells in the world. The bell was presented by the South Korean government to the United States to celebrate the friendship between the two countries. The pavilion that houses the bell, known as the Belfry of Friendship, was built by South Korean craftsmen over 10 months. It is free to see this historical landmark as it is open right next to the sea. Loomis Home El Alisal. The Loomis Home House is operated by the City of Los Angeles as a historic house museum. The exterior of the house is built of rock river and originally contained a stone tower, but that was later demolished. The interior contains some Loomis collection of artifacts, as well as copies of many of his books. Notable people who stayed in his guest houses included Clarence Darrow, Will Rogers, John Philip Sousa, and John Murray. It also includes many historical paintings, pictures, books, and maps. It is free to enter during open hours. Tam O'Shanter's is the oldest restaurant in Los Angeles, built in 1922. In the early 1800s, the family opened similar restaurants. Over the years, they reopened different stores around California, but finally, brothers-in-law Lawrence Frank and Walter Van de Kamp co-founded a designed roadhouse that would become the Tam O'Shanter. Today, it is Los Angeles' oldest restaurant owned and operated by the same family in the same location. Now, I finally entered the Los Angeles sightseeing. I drove around the coast of California with a Mustang, visiting significant places with a lot of history, whilst at night sleeping right next to the ocean where I swam and surfed, and going to restaurants with exotic seafood. Side note, my mum and dad flew to Los Angeles and rented a Mustang and did a very similar trip to the one explained now. I just wanted to mention it because it's cool. Anyway, I now drove to Will Rogers National Park. In the mid-1930s, Will Rogers was one of the most popular and highest paid actors in Hollywood. From his start in the theatre with a trick roping act, he rose to worldwide fame as a columnist, cowboy philosopher, enthusiast, radio personality, and movie star. During the 1920s, he bought land in Santa Monica, where he owned about 359 acres overlooking the Pacific Ocean in what is now known as the Pacific Palisades. The ranch became the place where Will Rogers could relax with his family and friends, pursuing his favorite pastimes of riding and roping. At his death in a plane crash in 1935, Will Rogers Ranch consisted of a 31-room ranch house with neighboring guest houses as a stable, corrals, riding ring, roping area, polo field, golf course, and riding trails. His widow, Betty, donated the ranch to California State Parks in 1944, and it became a state historic park. There are hours of walking around the spectacular ranch with several different parts to see. Malibu, a great place to surf and relax. Signs planted in and around the beach city praise Malibu as 21 miles of scenic beauty, with a variety of local attractions such as Getty Villa, the Malibu Half Marathon, and the Boo. Local surfers used to describe this glorious group of beaches along the coastline, the famous Zuma Beach. All the attractions are close to the hotel that we'll be going to, so I can easily visited all of them. The Malibu Country Inn is a hotel full of history where I stayed for one night. I drove right along the coast until I hit the hotel, only a 30-minute drive. The hotel was a 6-minute walk from Zuma Beach and a 3 miles from the trail of Escondido Canyon Park. The cost of the hotel was $383. On November 24th, 1793, the English explorer George Vancouver, commander of expeditions to determine the extent of settlement of the northwest coast of America, named this rocky bluff Point Doom after his friend Francisco Dumetz. George Vancouver discovered multiple areas which are now cities, including Vancouver. This is only a 5-minute drive to your original hotel, which you can visit for an hour or two, which I visited for an hour or two. The Malibu Creek State Park was created in 1901 after 100 wealthy Los Angeles businessmen bought 2,000 acres along the Malibu Creek. Members of the exclusive club dammed the gorge to produce the small lake for sailing, fishing, and duck hunting, as you can see on the right. They planted a grove in redwoods, which still stands. At the top, you'll drive and to a hotel, which is $103. The last part of the trip. The last historic place I visited was the most memorable and enjoyable. Located in the Koreatown Wilshire Center district, the Hotel Normandy recently completed a $5 million renovation that restored the historic property to its former glory. Designed by famed architects Walker and Einstein, the Hotel Normandy first opened in 1926. The hotel's 94 rooms featured restored hardwood floors, Art Deco bathrooms, and distinctive art pieces. The picture represents what it looked like when it was built and what it looks like now, and it costs $104 for the night. Sadly, my trip was over, packing up and taking an Uber to Los Angeles airport and a 2 p.m. to catch the 4 p.m. flight. I learned so much about American history and realized how much more there was to learn. Only learning a fraction of America's history, I would love to go on a trip to the East Coast to learn about their culture and their history. Thank you.